Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, ArchieLuxury channel. And today guys, I want to talk to you about something very, very confidential. I want to talk to you about something that I don't actually share with anybody. And it's the secret deals Rolex does with retailers. And you know me, I'm the pontiff, the buffoon who plays ArchieLuxury. Well, one of the benefits of being the leading YouTuber on wristwatches is that I've got some influential friends. And it's time now I reveal a secret for my viewers. And it is the Rolex 70-30 rule. Now, you may ask yourself, why is it that when you go into a Rolex, AD, boutique, whatever, they have so many dates on display and very, very little Rolex sports stock? Why is it so? Why is it so? And I'm going to do something very unconventional and actually reveal a big secret. Rolex, for their ADs, they have the 70-30 rule. It's called the Rolex 70-30 rule. Now, basically, what it implies is that for every 70 non-steel sports watches that an AD sells, like Datejust, Oyster Perpetuals, so for every 70 non-sports, Rolex will supply 30 sports. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky. The 70-30 rule, the way it works is the 70 can be Datejust, Oyster Perpetuals, it can be steel, it can be solid gold, it can be two-tone. The funny thing is, the gold sports models, like say the gold sub, the gold GMT, the gold Daytona, they count in that 70. So basically, they can sell Datejust, solid gold sports, day dates. For every 70 pieces they sell, they will get 30 steel sports Rolex, and in that 30 is also the two-tone sports Rolex, like the two-tone Submariner, the bluesy, like the two-tone GMT, like the two-tone Daytona. So this is the 70-30 rule. Now, when you are a Rolex AD, it's like buying a box of chocolates. You don't say, "Excuse me, Mr. Rolex, I would like 10 Submariners, I'd like 5 Hulks, I'd like 7 Batmans, I'd like 5 steel Panda Daytonas." No, 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 no. It doesn't work like that. You buy a mixed tray. A mixed tray. Now, in that tray, 70% will be Datejust, Oyster Perpetuals, and solid gold sports. You have some inkling of what you want. So it's like buying a Whitman sampler. You can sort of ask a bit like, you know, you want the dark chocolate version in the 70. You got a little bit of leeway, but you can't pick specific models. Then, by buying the 70, you then are entitled to the 30. Now, the funny thing is that most Rolex dealers, they make most of their money from selling that 30%, and that's where the true traffic comes from. So you got to remember this. If you are just somebody who goes in, and I had a good friend of mine, Michael in Sydney. Michael went to Swiss Concept, and he just bought this is last year, he bought a two-tone Daytona with a white dial. He got a bit of a discount. He got about 10% off. It's okay. But he then said, oh, could you put me on the waiting list for a no-date sub or a Hulk? They took his details, then they rang him up a week before Baselworld and said, look, maybe you should try another AD. That's what they told him. So I gotta be completely frank and honest with you. It's a nasty rule. It is a nasty rule. The 70-30 rule with Rolex. It is nasty. It's nasty. It's not a fair world. But you gotta understand. See, the retailer, he basically, how do I put this? He has 45% margin, okay? So say it's the watch itself, say the watch itself costs $6,500, he would retail it for $10,000. So 65% of the full retail price is cost, 45% is margin. That's what the margin is there. So it's not cost plus 45%. This is the formula. They've got a special formula to work this out. And what happens is, you might say, wow, he gets 45 points on selling something. Yes, but he has to advertise in fancy-wancy magazines. He needs to have a certain presence. It has to be in a really expensive retail environment. He needs to have a certain shop fit out. Like, my studio wouldn't be good enough for them. My studio wouldn't be good enough for them. They have to agree to send all repair work to Rolex because that's their honeypot. That's their service honeypot. It's actually pretty tricky and vicious, to be completely frank and honest with you. Rolex themselves they're a very hard taskmaster. Whatever they do, you can't argue with them. Very recently, to give you some internal gossip, I don't want to name names, but I live in Brisbane, and we had a certain Rolex AD, and he actually decided to, he had his own jewelry store name, and Rolex was one of the brands he sold. He decided, right, I'll back you, Rolex. We'll have a boutique looking store, so we're going to ditch all the other brands. Little bit of jewelry we'll sell, but we're going to become a Rolex exclusive store. Yep, he did that. And then Hourglass wanted to move from Gold Coast to Brisbane, and sure enough, because Hourglass in Asia is such a big buyer of Rolex, they can do what they want. They can do what they want. And Rolex is a very difficult animal to deal with. They're extremely hard. I don't know whether everyone says they'd love to be a Rolex AD. It's a license to print money. It's like having a Mercedes-Benz dealership. Yeah, it's true, but you got to put up with their corporate bullshit hoops. That's the answer. I've been told on the side by ADs that the biggest fear they have is that the Rolex sends in undercover people to see if that store is discounting. And if Rolex catches you discounting, hell have no fury like Rolex scorned. So it's a very difficult brand to work with. There is great returns. Lately, supply has been a big issue. Rolex has been limiting supply. That's very frustrating when you got rent and staff and bills to pay. But Basically, most Rolex dealers do very, very well. And it is a license to print money. They've just had some certain rules. Now, guys, these rules are confidential. I can get into really, really big trouble for mentioning on my channel these rules. So I think it might be a good idea in future. I might make this sort of confidential rules video only to Patreon supporters. So guys, if you're thinking about sponsoring me each month, maybe now could be a great time, and I'll give you secret goss and dirt on the watch industry. So what I don't have confirmed, I'm more than happy to make up for you guys. So there you go. ArchieLuxury reporting on the Rolex 70/30 rule. Tell me what you guys think, and if you're an AD, put a comment below. Everyone put a comment below and tell me what you think. I'm ArchieLuxury. Tell me what you guys think of that. Hey guys, my name is Paul Pluter. I'm the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3. Guys, I need a bit of help. I need a bit of help. It's very hard running a YouTube channel relying on Google Ads alone. I'm in a special niche and I speak my mind, and I don't have all those Seiko wannabes, all the people who want assurance about their affordable shitters. So I've got to really try hard to bring in the revenue. Guys, if you like my content, if you think I'm a great chap to have around, why don't you help me out? There's a number of ways you can help me out. This will keep me full-time on YouTube. Look in the description of this video for some ways you can help me. You could sponsor me on Patreon. That allows you to send a small monthly amount to me every month. It can be $1, it can be $100, whatever you can afford. The next way you can help me is, well guys, I really need some money to keep things going. Paid reviews. On the Paul Pluter channel, I run paid reviews. For as little as $20 US, I'll give you an opinion of your collection, of what you're looking at. I'll try and answer. There's heaps of other ways you can help me. I do telephone consultancy. For $50 US, I will talk to you on Skype or WhatsApp and answer your horological or personal problems. Any questions, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Now guys, please help us out. Look down below, and if you could help us out, I will stay here and make videos full-time on YouTube.
Okay.